What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Today this is a reaction for sure, just to have some in the back. Well, mainly react, but if y'all a Laker fan, um, you know, as of today, February 2nd, so February 1st, something happened. um. And I mean, I wasn't gonna make a video on this, but I remember that I've made one other video like this in the past, and this had to do with the Lake. I mean, I'm right, but it had to do with the big trade or a big signing. It was a trade. It was a trade. It was for Westbrook. I gave my opinions on it just cause I mean it was a big thing. Gave my insight on it. Um, in that video, I was right. I mean, now we know, right? Hindsight 2020. Well, I knew before, so So I figured I'd give my input on this slash just watch. I mean, mainly we talk about it basically, but let's watch this. I was shocked. I was.
If this was even a thought that was gonna cross their mind, it was for ADs. Came out of nowhere. This is maybe the most stunning.
I never watch no trade stuff ESPN, like all these videos like that. I don't do that. I never do big trades, even if it has to do with the Lakers. But I have been on this one. I have been. But I mean, my opinion hasn't changed on it from the jump. I guess we'll start with my opinion, right? We lose AD. That is my biggest thing. He's the only defense we had. Well, now we have Vando. Now we have DSF, we have Christie, those are our defense yesterday against the Knicks looked beautiful. We have good defense. When AD came back, it was gonna be bad. We lost our guard defender. We lost Christie. He's been doing great too. That really hurts. But most importantly, AD, our only big. Seawood and I had hopes for Seawood honestly, but he's injured still, and then Haynes, no hate, but bro, that man can't even grab a ball. He can't hold on to one. It's he does good sometimes though, but for me, Haynes seems really kind of clumsy in a way. I don't know when you get the ball and stuff. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. So really, center, power forward, going. We ain't got shit. Got LeBron. Defense, we ain't got shit. We lost Christie for our guard, so that's big because he's been playing the points. The backcourts, he's been doing really good on them. He's gone. Our defense is gone. That's how I see it. Because obviously we get offense with Luka, no doubt. But again, he's a point, and this kind of goes with the Westbrook thing. I knew that Westbrook trade was the worst shit we could have done. It didn't work out for shit. It just doesn't mesh. A lot of people are saying oh, Luka with LeBron, oh, that's not gonna work out. Look, Luka and Kyrie made it work. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of the same thing. Luka's just bigger than Kyrie. Kyrie a bucket. LeBron and Kyrie made it work. Luka and LeBron can make it work. Whatever people, ball dominant, whatever, and stop. They literally showed us that they can make it work, right? So you telling me he can't make it work with LeBron? Stop playing. They can make it work. That's not an issue. Offense is not an issue. It's the defense. We still have a pick. We need to get bigs. We need two bigs. Fuck. We need one good big. We need two bigs. We need a center. We need a good power forward. That's what we need, and we can be good right now. We can be good right now. I know this is so. That's another thing. It's a move for the future. With Luka, we for sure get that. So that there is some okay, right? Post LeBron, that does help with that. So I ain't mad about that, and we still have a first. So I'm not mad about the future, but the right now, because we were looking pretty good right now, right? Again, are we the best team right now? Nah, but can we contend? Could we win? I think so. We could have. Now, if we get two bigs, two good bigs, defensive minded bigs, we straight. We still straight. So we still have that first, so we can still move that. I'm glad we didn't have to move Rui. We didn't have to move much. For Luka, nah, that was really. But then we also got these two. I don't know, Markieff Morris. I don't know him. I don't think he's been doing anything in Dallas, has he? He helped us win a champ. I think now he's kind of just there. The other guy, I think he's a center, right? I don't know what he is, but I don't think he no bucket. So we need bigs. So we need to make other moves if we want to win right now this year. But again, I'm gonna let this kind of talk
Trade,
too.
definitely that I've been a part of. Players, coaches, a lot of people on both sides with the Mavericks and Lakers had no idea.
Because the Los Angeles Lakers easily just swung the biggest trade in their franchise's history. A trade that I
is
didn't
wild.
even think is possible. So before we get to the content,
Thought Luka
make
was
sure
untouchable.
You drop, like, subscribe, and
For
turn on
sure,
the
for sure,
notifications
for
to
sure.
get the latest NBA news to your device. Now
That's another thing. I'm gonna do like whatever his input is, whatever. I'll let y'all know if like I agree with it or not, or that kind of stuff.
Apart from what we've been hearing
Yep.
in regards to Jimmy Butler and what
I
we've
wonder
been
where
hearing
Jimmy
about
going.
De'Aaron Fox, two storylines that I will admit I was getting kind of tired of covering. I didn't really expect any star players to be available at the trade deadline. I didn't expect a trade deadline like last year or even the year prior. Hell, even on this YouTube channel,
Wow.
one of the biggest jokes I've always made is photoshopping Luka Doncic into a Los Angeles Lakers jersey. The Luka Doncic era has been a very tricky era for the Dallas Mavericks since selecting him number 3 overall in the 2018 NBA draft,
What was that?
which without a doubt was seen as the right pick to make. They acquired Luka as a result of a trade including Trae Young, but if you take a look at the opening picks of the NBA draft, I mean, DeAndre Ayton was selected number 1 overall by the Phoenix Suns, and ultimately, due to a lack of desire to succeed in the NBA, he ended up getting traded to the Portland Trail Blazers in the Damian Lillard trade. Marvin Bagley was taken number 2 overall, and it didn't take Sacramento Kings fans very long to realize that he was not going to fulfill the billing of a number 2 overall pick. Luka Doncic was perceived as the future face of the NBA, but there's a huge question as to how to build around Luka Doncic. In his rookie year, the Dallas Mavericks swung a huge trade, bringing in Kristaps Porzingis to team up with Luka Doncic, and they did a masterful job building around him. Throughout this era, they also got Jalen Brunson, but ultimately Kristaps Porzingis wouldn't be the ideal running mate for Luka Doncic. During the 2021-22 season, in a season
I remember they were
that
nasty
Kristaps
though.
Porzingis did get traded to the Washington Wizards, Luka and Jalen Brunson would lead the Mavericks to their first Western Conference appearance. But the Dallas Mavericks would end up lowballing Jalen Brunson, and ultimately Brunson would walk to the Knicks. So there was a huge question as to who Luka Doncic's new running mate would be, because it was clear that Luka Doncic was capable of taking the Mavericks very deep into the playoffs. The question was, what would be the ideal team to build around Luka in order to achieve that? In the middle of the 2022-23 season, the Dallas Mavericks decided to strike on a great opportunity, trading for Kyrie Irving and pairing him with Luka. That, combined with the fact that they tanked towards the end of the season, put them in a situation where new general manager Nico Harrison could draft Derek Lively in the offseason. And last year, you have to admit, the Dallas Mavericks absolutely cooked. In the middle of the season, they made huge trades for Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington. This, combined with Luka Doncic's best.
Hold on, where did they come
Daniel
from? Mavs trade for Wizards big. Yeah, bro. Gafford's a bucket. Gafford's a bucket.
And PJ Washington.
Hornets, PJ Washington.
This
Buckets.
combined with Luka Doncic's
Buckets.
best season to date, in a season where he averaged
One of the great challenges.
Come on.
9.8 assists per game.
Y'all already getting
2
another
rebounds
ad.
per game, was good enough to take the Dallas Mavericks.
Actually, are y'all
all the way
getting
to
ads?
the NBA
Who knows?
Finals. But alas, they met a
Y'all may not be
Boston
getting
Celtics
ads.
team that was significantly stronger than they were. But there was
I ain't
once
getting
again
paid
a
either
light
way.
at the end of the tunnel. And as a result, the Mavericks doubled down on their core of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. If you guys remember, in the offseason, the Los Angeles Lakers heavily pursued Klay Thompson to the point where LeBron James was even willing
Wait,
to
hold
take
on, what?
Lakers heavily pursued Klay Thompson to the point where LeBron James was even willing to take a pay cut if it meant getting Klay Thompson on his team. Ultimately, Klay Thompson would sign with the Dallas Mavericks, but that's not all the Mavericks would do. Former Los Angeles Lakers guard Spencer Dinwiddie felt like he would have a better chance to contend if he also joined the Dallas Mavericks. That, combined with Najee Marshall, gave the Dallas Mavericks optimism for being able to compete in the Western Conference. But there was one thing that they could have never anticipated: the injury bug. So far, Luka Doncic has only played in 22 games. When he does play,
And that's another thing too. Luka wanted to play with Damian Finley Smith, DFS, right? I hope I'm getting his initials right. He's cool. I rock with him. Defense, three and deep, hard. Guards a 1 through 5, maybe not a 5, maybe the 4 though. But Luka really wanted to play with him again. I feel like that's also a little, a contributing factor in there too.
play, the Dallas Mavericks are incredible, but that's the problem. When you play in less than half of the games of the season, there's very little chance that you are going to be able to compete. When you consider the fact that Luka Doncic's contract expires in the 2027 season, and the Dallas Mavericks have not been able to get him an NBA championship yet, you can understand that there may be some skepticism from Luka's end in regards to being able to get the job done. So according to Shams Charania, in one of the craziest trades that I have ever had the pleasure to cover on this YouTube channel, and still a trade that I can't believe is happening, the Dallas
we lost
Mavericks
AD,
are
man.
Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. This is a three-team deal that includes the Utah Jazz. At the time that I'm recording this video, I'm anticipating that 2029 pick is unprotected, because that's the only way I could rationalize making a trade like this for the Dallas Mavericks. And even then, I'm having some trouble buying into it. The Utah Jazz are going to get Jalen Hood-Schifino, the Los Angeles Clippers second-round pick, and a Dallas Mavericks second-round pick. When this trade broke, I thought Shams was hacked, but then he would consistently double down and provide more insight as to why the Mavericks would make this trade. Historically, Luka Doncic has spoken about how much he loves LeBron James.
Who was your favorite player growing up in the NBA that you admired? LeBron James.
And at the same time, LeBron James has mentioned that he would love to play with Luka.
He's my favorite.
Luka cold. Luka bad.
But he a lot like you too.
Yeah. Me and Luka, we good.
And he would mention this on multiple different occasions.
He's gigantic.
I mean, he's gigantic. He's 6'8" point guard. That's why I love his vision. He can control a game. He doesn't even have to shoot.
You're going to laugh at my take on this, but in terms of what this does for the Los Angeles Lakers immediately, the Lakers do slightly regress as a result of this trade. Primarily because their biggest issues came in the front court, and as a result of this trade, the front court gets a little weaker. The entire time we were covering the Los Angeles Lakers, we were talking about them looking at Jonas Valanciunas and Walker Kessler to try to make a trade to get AD an additional front court mate so they could be competitive and make a run in the playoffs, which makes a lot of sense considering how the Lakers are currently in 5th place and they're 4 games behind 2nd place. But now they are completely depleted on the front court. But of course, Laker fans know that this has nothing to do with trying to win immediately. This has more to do with the Los Angeles Lakers' future. LeBron James is 40 years old. So who are you going to depend on once LeBron James retires? Who is going to be the next face of the Los Angeles Lakers? Well, we now have our answer. And apparently this is how it went down behind the scenes. The Mavericks approached the Lakers recently and offered Luka Doncic. The Lakers brass met and believed the 25-year-old Luka Doncic has the ability to be the face of their franchise for the next decade while giving Anthony Davis a win-now move in Dallas. I'm sorry, respectfully, this doesn't make much sense for me from like the Dallas Mavericks perspective. And even now, I'm like grasping at straws.
He's going to talk about it. Hold on.
Trying to make this make sense. I mean, Luka Doncic is one of the biggest stars in the NBA, and the fact that you're trading him for a 31-year-old Anthony Davis is just preposterous. People think Shams Charania got hacked as a result of this. And the only way you could even rationalize a trade like this was because Luka Doncic could opt out in the 2026 season, and he wasn't being consistent with the Dallas Mavericks in regards to his future with them. But it gets a little deeper. According to Tim McMahon, the Dallas Mavericks had major issues about moving forward with Luka due to his constant conditioning issues and the looming commitment of another Supermax contract extension this summer. And this is the craziest part of all. When they asked Mavs general manager Nico Harrison about this bizarre trade, he said, "I believe that defense wins championships.
It's true.
I believe that getting an all-defensive center and all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future." That's a cool thing to say when you trade away the face of your franchise. But also, Nico Harrison already made one of the biggest mistakes when describing Anthony Davis. AD hates being called a center. But personally, as a Los Angeles Laker fan, I want to thank Anthony Davis for his contributions to our team. I mean, we would...
Yo, AD, like, I think I saw the Lakers post, like, a welcome Luka. Wow, welcome those 3. But, like, not a thank you AD post. Like, nah, AD really been, like, you know, injury prone. Yeah, he's been there. But, like, bro, when that man's on there, like, he a bucket. That man a bucket getter. That man a shot blocker. That man a swatter. Like, you know, so, like, really do want to, like, you know, appreciate the work he did there. He got us a chip, you know. Huge reason that we got the chip, you know. He did make a comment, though, like it doesn't make sense for the Mavs. Like, nah, they're looking good. You got Kyrie, you got Clay. Who's your small forward? PJ. I don't even know who your small forward. Then you got AD. Then you got Gafford. I think PJ would be their start. I don't know, but like, dude, no, that's a lineup. And they still got their bench. That's a lineup. Like, nah, they're nasty. Like, don't get it confused. Like, it's like the traditional kind of lineup, right? A good shooting guard, a good point, good pick and rolls, like, and with your center too, your power forward, your center, monsters. Like, it's a traditional lineup. There's a reason why it's traditional. That shit worked. They're cold right now. Kyrie is nasty. Don't forget that. Like, nah, they're good. This is a win now team. I mean, we'll see, but like, nah, it makes sense for the Mavs. I see it.
Would not have won that bubble championship, which totally counts, if it wasn't for Anthony Davis.
For sure.
I personally believe that AD does deserve to have his jersey retired with the Los Angeles Lakers. At the end of the day, for the Los Angeles Lakers, I grade this trade an A++.
I don't know about that.
There's huge questions about what the Lakers.
Well, what do you grade it?
I grade this trade an A++. There's huge questions about what the Lakers' future was going to look like post LeBron. They now have
it does help with that. Yeah.
Assuming that Luka Doncic doesn't pull a Dwight Howard and leave.
Yeah, what is that?
For the Dallas Mavericks, it's hard to grade this trade because maybe this is the trade that gets them competitive in the Western Conference. And Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis pick and roll should be incredible, but it's just such a shocking trade nonetheless.
It's hard.
I mean, for right
it's cool
now,
being a Mavs.
I have to give the Mavericks a D+. I mean, maybe this is one of those trades that we look back on.
And honestly, too, like, I'm going to say this. Like, the Mavs, like, what? They were willing to trade with us with, oh man, I can't. Oh, I'm blanking out. But like the Mavs have always been like cool with us. You know what I mean? Like I feel like us and the Mavs, like like we cool. Like we do business. Like salute to the Mavs, man. Salute to the Mavs. Yeah. This is the only thing. I'm not mad at this whatsoever. It is kind of like damn, but like I ain't mad at it. Two things. One, Luka stays for fucking 10 years. Two, he's healthy and he conditions himself and like he tries. You know what I mean? He's the face of this franchise now. Like, if that man just locks in, like puts in that LeBron, work ethic, that Kobe work ethic, like nah, that man is goated. Like he's cool, man. Like he's really good. So if he just does that and he stays with us, takes care of himself and just puts his best forward, healthy, sticks. Like I ain't mad at it, not whatsoever. That's our future. And then for the right now, I'd be even less upset about it. Yes, like skeptical about it. If we just get like a good center, good power forward, we could get two. We still have that one draft pick too, that first. For the win now, if we get a good center, a good front court, I ain't mad at this. Even win now, we can still do something now. But if we don't, I mean, the future, as long as he does that, I ain't mad at it either.
It's a great trade, but as of right now, you just traded away the face of your franchise for a 31-year-old center, and personally, I think Luka's value is significantly greater than that. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this insane trade? Aside from that,
Mavs are tripping.
Mike, and I'm dropping our mic.
Mavs are tripping. Like Mav fans, hey, I appreciate. Again, like I said, like the Mavs been cool with us. In my experience, that man a bucket. Bro, low key too. That's hold on. Go to my man's real quick. Hold on.
Trading for Kyrie Irving.
Bop. What is it? What was I gonna say? Damn, I forgot. Man, Mavs been cool. I have no like. I'll go for the Mavs. Like Mavs fun. Like last year, I was going for the Mavs. Well, for show. But I mean, like I rock with the Mavs on like a business, on like hey, they cool, they cool. But watching the Mavs too, I mean, Kyrie, like, dude, that's gonna be. I'll be wanting to watch some Mavs. Maybe not games, highlights though, for sure. That was the point where I was watching highlights on here. Maybe we do that again. I don't know. But yeah, nah, like the Mavs cool. Kyrie and AD, cold, man. You still got Clay there, like, they're gonna be fun to watch, and they can win now. So I get it from their standpoint too. Yeah, Luka, maybe he's worth more. I don't know. For me, AD is worth a lot. So that's why I'm not mad at it, because I know what Luka brings. Luka a fucking bucket. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want y'all to get that confused. Like, I don't understand that either. Like, nah, I do. Like, but yeah, so I mean, let me know what y'all think. Um, and yeah, I mean, just let me know. I mean, that's my point of view. I think this can work now, for sure. Future, right? If he sticks around, like, it's good. But again, I thought I'd make this video just cause, well, the last time I made one of these, right, it was that Westbrook thing. If not, I don't really cover like sports stuff like that, Lakers stuff like that. But that one was wild. That shit made no sense. Like, I don't, that shit made no sense. This one do though. This one do.